watching Victory Outdoors, proudly presented by Mossy Oak.
Our year started out pretty crazy. In August, I had the chance to go to paramedic school, and I've been working for the EMS in our county and the neighboring city for about 4 years. So I took that chance, and I knew it was going to make our season pretty crazy, and it definitely did. We didn't have a lot of time to hunt. Garrett didn't get to hunt a lot because I wasn't out, and so it just kind of made it a mess. But the few times we did get to hunt, we saw some pretty good deer. We had some video of a real big buck. It was kind of dark and grainy, but we had about 45 minutes of footage of him. And
so I was trying to do a lot of self-filming this year. I had to have my mom run me around places. My dad, we got to hunt a couple times together, but they were few and far between.
We got down to muzzleloader season, and you know, it's late December, and we had a food plot on a lease we have, and we're pretty excited to get in there. And Garrett and I went and set in a hay bale blind, and when we got in there, wasn't too long, and I looked up and saw 2 bucks just about 85 yards from our blind, just getting ready to enter the food plot. And one of them was a big deer we call Majestic. We've got history with him and trail cam pictures. And
just slide your gun, just shoot the deer, Dad. Just slide your gun back. He's not spooked. Go ahead. Stick your barrel through first.
I pulled the bonehead move and decided that we'd try and shoot both of them. I really should just let Garrett shoot one and be done with it and not try to get greedy, but we went for shooting the double, and Garrett was on the smaller of the 2 bucks and I got on the bigger one, and I counted to 3.
Can you get on that deer? Are you on yours? Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yours is
Down.
I missed, I think.
You missed?
Well, you shot right before I did. Garrett pulled the trigger just a split second before I did, and he dropped his deer, made a perfect shot on it. The bigger deer that I was on, when I pulled the trigger, he had ducked the shot a little bit, and I just grazed him.
All right, I know I hit mine. We're gonna go look for Dad's. We're gonna hope we can find him. Wish us luck.
And so we went up. Obviously, Garrett's deer was laying right there where he shot him, and we found some blood on my deer, and I trailed him for about 6 hours around through the snow, and it was pretty obvious he wasn't hurt that bad. That was one thing. I just put too much emphasis on trying to get it all done at once, and just made a mistake. And hindsight, I wish I'd just let Garrett shoot that big buck and we'd have been done with it. Nice job. Proud of you, buddy.
Thanks.
Good shot. We made a big run to try and get up here in time to hunt the standing bean field. We bought some beans back from the farmer, about an acre of beans. So we have some footage of a giant just over the hill, and he usually runs with 10 or 12 does. So I don't know, we haven't seen him since gun season, but we're hoping that he made it through, and maybe tonight he'll show up in this soybean field in front of us, so we can get a shot at him.
We knew there should be deer there. It's super cold, windy. We're like, we'll go set in that blind, and deer will come out, and we ought to do phenomenal. It should be super easy hunt, and we got there, and our blind was not there. We didn't have our coveralls, didn't have our warm coats. We were sitting in sweatshirts, and we did have long johns on, but the wind picked up and it got brutal. But through that night, we saw about 150 deer throughout the evening, just different bucks coming in, but nothing that was a mature buck that we wanted to shoot. We had a 3-year-old 150-inch deer that's just going to be a whopper here in the next year or so, and we passed him. He stood in front of us feeding for about 15 minutes. We had a deer come in that we had marked as a management buck. He's a huge body, probably over 285 pounds, field dressed. He was just a giant body. So he's a 325-pound deer, I'd say. But his rack's real short tine. Didn't look like he was going to really amount to much. And he'd been about the same size for the last 2 years. We had tons of trail cam pictures of him. So he came in and he actually pushed that little buck out of or that 150-inch buck, I call him a little buck, that young buck, he pushed him out of the food plot. And it was, getting right down towards quitting time for us. But
I made a good shot on him, and he dropped right there in the bean field, and we were able to come down and get him loaded up. But it was one of the coldest nights I've ever hunted. The camera was freezing. You know, it didn't matter what you were touching, it was frozen. It was miserable. But that was kind of the end of my muzzleloader season. We didn't hunt anymore. We didn't go after does. We'd had a good fall to be able to fill our freezer, and we were blessed with that.
This upcoming year, I'm hoping to get a lot more time in staying with Dad. Last year was kind of boring without him, hunting by myself quite a bit. So I'm hoping we can both get on some good deer. We got some trail cameras out, and I think we've got some good deer lined out. Hopefully we can get on them, and I guess we'll see where it takes us.